It's time to go beyond the headlines, cause I don't put in overtime just so I can headline. Okay, now it's Fox Sports, I'm live with Renee. Going hard every day, sports rapping every play. Different segments for your favorites, coming at you daily with positive vibes. Yeah, we some game changers. Basketball, football, soccer, with different interviews. You never know who may pop up. Listen, only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Beyond the Headlines with me, your host, Renee Washington, brought to you by Fox Sports Radio. I'm excited to have this episode today because as things are opening up, everyone's outside. We're traveling, we're going places, so why not bring in a very special guest who hosts a world-renowned show and is out there giving people opportunities to travel around the world. So before we get into our guests, I just want to remind you guys, as always, hit that subscribe button. Keep up with all of the content that we are bringing you each and every week, as we are giving you opportunities to hear different stories that educate, inspire, empower, and just maybe even give you some tips and advice you can use for yourself. So we've got a positive vibes only segment today, and we've got the very one and only radio personality, the queen of Afrobeats, the host of the world-renowned show based out of Chicago, Sheila O, going to be joining us today for our positive vibes only segment. So I hope you guys are ready to meet her and hear about all the great things she's doing, not just in Chicago, not just in the United States, but around the world. Positive vibes only. Here we go.
What's up? It's Microphone Rocky, and with everything going on right now, we can all use a lot more positivity in our lives. Thankfully, we got Renee Washington here with positive vibes only.
All right, we've got the queen of Afrobeats, the woman that is all over right now. She's on the West Coast in LA, living her best life in a very glamorous office, I should say. Shout out to Karen. Welcome, Sheila. How are you?
I'm well, Renee. Thank you so much for having me. Really, really big honor. Big fan of
I
yours.
am thrilled. It's the honor is all mine. I'm thrilled to have you here because you are doing so many incredible things, not only in your own career, but also to help others and give them opportunities. But before we dive into the work that you're doing in Dubai, the work that you've done with some of the biggest and hottest entertainers and personalities, I want to first ask, how are things going? It's the start of November. It's a birthday month. As we're all getting ready to celebrate holidays, you're getting ready to celebrate your very own holiday, Queen. So what do you have planned for November? What's in store for your birthday month?
I mean, things are going real fast. I can't even believe we're already in November, but in 2 months, we'll be in 2022. That's how fast the world has just turned itself around. So I'm just looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to the tours. We have this December in Lagos, Nigeria, and in South Africa. And of course, I'm looking forward to Dubai, first quarter next year. And hosted the AfroZons show with Sheila O and Half Hour with Sheila O. So yes, that's my presence.
Absolutely. And host of the Sheila O show. You know, I got to get into all the work that you're doing. First of all, happy early birthday before I forget. So let me not be rude. But I definitely want to talk more about your show. You know, you are streaming and reaching audiences all over. You know, through Power 92, you have your show. You're talking through about AfroZons, and it's incredible just to see the reach that you have. How did that even get started? Take us back. What inspired you to want to host this show and be able to have a show that's through your creative control can reach and touch so many people?
Okay, let me first start with where I was born, because that would make you understand, the makeup of Sheila O. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, I grew up in England and now I live in Chicago. So growing up in Lagos, you're told that there's nothing you cannot do. The sky is not the limit. You just keep going and you keep reaching for the stars. And of course, growing up in England and going to school in London, I was introduced to the Mobile Awards, the Music of Black Origin, of which I'm part of, raised by my big sister, Kanye King. And as a kid then, I used to wonder, why is it that all the A-list celebrities come to London and they don't go to Africa? What's going on? What's wrong with Africa? I was born there, and then I pitched the idea and worked with this big, humongous brand called Star, and we created this festival called the Star Mega Jam. And through Star Mega Jam, I have been blessed with the opportunity of flying a lot of A-list celebrities. When I say A, Renee, I mean triple A-list celebrities to the motherland, to Africa, and experiencing their very first time. Most of them, it's been their very first time in Africa, and it's just been priceless. Also giving an opportunity for the artists who are back home in Africa to see how it's done and get on a worldwide stage. Most of the festivals we do in Africa, they're like 20,000 to 40,000, 60,000 people, much bigger than the crowd that you get here in the United States. So it's like mind-blowing as well for the A-list celebrities who come out there with me. I've also been blessed to work with world speakers, so not just artists. So I've just been doing my thing, girl. I've been doing my thing and transforming and just growing, and I just keep curating content, and I'm just making sure that I just stay relevant.
Ooh, okay. A lot to unpack there, because the biggest thing that you were sharing is how you've had those A-list celebrities.
Yes.
And before we get into that, I want to touch on the fact that your show launched in 2017, which is not that long ago. And the numbers that you have, 6 markets, over 100,000 fan base across your markets since 2017, that's major. So what have you felt has been the biggest success of AfroZons that has allowed it to really take off? Like, you hit the ground running.
Yes, I mean, to God be the glory first and foremost, because without him, I don't know where I'll be. So let's always give praise to God, okay? It's really not just about AfroZons. It's really from the tour side, you know, being a booking agent. I've been doing this for 20 years now, and I started as a teenager. So I've been doing this for so long. And then that also gave me the strength to want to create my own show in Chicago. So in 2017 in Chicago, I was like, wait, hold on a minute though. Why is Afrobeat so big in the UK, you know, and all the award shows have this African acts category? Why is America not really rocking with Afrobeats? You hear Afrobeats every now and then in clubs and places like that, but it's just a little bit, you know, and America is the first world country, like what's going on here? So I pitched it to Power 92, who's known for breaking music. They broke Kanye West, they broke Chance the Rapper. They always take a chance on Power. So I pitched it to them. It wasn't that easy, trust me. It took a hot minute, but they bought the idea, and here we are. 2018, the show started being syndicated all across the US, and Afrobeats has grown. Today, we have Grammy Award winners like Burna Boy. We're selling out concerts in minutes and seconds. You know, the music is now the new R&B, and it wasn't easy. I remember when I first started Power, people used to call the station to say, take this garbage off the air, because it was all about trap music. I'm serious. They even had to escort me to my car. So it was Emmanuel, it was DJ Ferris. They had to, like, you know what, open up your mind, guys. This is a new sound. Open up your mind to it. And look at us today now. People can't get enough of Afrobeats. And I'm just glad that God, you know, made me, or put me in a position whereby I was in the forefront of this movement, and I'm going to keep taking it to the next level. I'm going to keep going and going. So my biggest achievement really has been breaking the music here in the US, creating the one and only Afrobeat show in the US that's nationally syndicated. You can't top that, can you, Renee?
No. And you know what? Shout out to you for having, not only creating the show, but having it be so popular, because as you mentioned, you had the naysayers, you had people that were ignorantly trying to block you and scare you and use fear tactics and scare tactics to make you think that you didn't belong. But you, as you're saying, like, Afrobeats absolutely has a place in music, in radio, in TV, in entertainment. So I just applaud you for having the courage, because as a person that has been pioneering for Afrobeats within our country, that's not easy. It's never easy to be the first. You know, you talk about having the first nationally syndicated show. Nobody that ever was the first, I'm sure, will say it was easy. So even talk about that. I mean, you are a Black woman pioneering and trailblazing for Afrobeats music in the United States. And contrary to what people think, our world is not as woke and as caught up and progressive as it should be. So it was not as easy as a plug and play. So as you talk about having to be escorted out and having to work through, you know, the ignorance, what helped you keep going? You know, what was it that allowed you to, instead of folding and giving up, to keep going and keep working even harder?
There was a message, and the message was simple, Renee. There's a big disconnect with African Americans and Africans, and there's certain I want to make sure we stay disconnected. But through Afrobeats and through the music, there was that connection. There's more that we aligned with. There's more that connects us than disconnects us. And music is just the best way to introduce love and introduce sounds to people's hearts. So for me, bridging that gap with African Americans and Africans was my message, and that's my goal till today. And I've been pushing it and I've been doing it, and through music. How else can you do it? So because I had that in mind, it was important for me to keep going, keep pushing, keep doing my tours with A-list artists, having them experience Africa, and of course, having the African A-list celebrities experience it out here in the US and introducing the music. Thank God now we're working with a lot of labels. There was a time where there was no Afrobeat artists signed to labels, but now the labels have come to AfroZons, and we're working closely with them to help them promote Afrobeat here in the US. So the message for me was simple: bridging the gap.
Yes, and that's something that takes time. That's something that's not easy. That's something that's challenging as you talk through just changing people's perspective to allow them to embrace Afrobeats. That in itself is a challenge that I'm sure you look now compared to then, and it's like we've come a long way, but it was not.
We've come a long way. Renee, you can't go to a club right now and not hear Afrobeats. Come on now. It's like you're on a club, you're thinking, okay, back in then it was like, oh, we got to hear house music, which is beautiful. The house music is from Chicago, although South Africans would say it's from South Africa. But hey, it's just the drums, the sound, the beats, everything. Now, Afrobeats really is the new R&B. It's everywhere. Everyone is kind of like messing around with the vibes. I'm talking from Major Lazer to Justin Bieber to Beyonce, who had a whole album, called The Gift that was dedicated to Afrobeats. I'm talking about J. Cole. We have an NBA team now, NBA Africa. So of course, there's so much coming from the motherland. And let's not forget, music originated from Africa. No one should argue with me. Thank God we
let them know.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Africa, the sounds, the drums, back in the days, when there was those issues we had with, even if it's to go back as far as slave trade, I'm not going to dive into that, but music was what helped our people heal. It was all about singing, songs, praises, playing those instruments together. Afrobeat started in West Africa with Fela Kuti. Then there was reggae with Bob Marley. So music is what built the whole of the continent. So all I'm doing is just introducing me and you to our music. I'm like, hey, we are hip hop, right? Beautiful. Hip hop is going nowhere because it's our culture. But guess what? We also have Afrobeat. That's our culture. Yep. And that's the sound from the motherland. So if you're from Africa, you got to embrace your own music, right? And that's Afrobeats.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? So many great things have started in Africa, have started in slavery, have started in Black culture. So I love the fact that you even share that, because it is that reminder that many people unfortunately need, is a lot of the music that we hear today, although it may have evolved and changed over the years to have a different sound, if you listen to the foundation of it, it does go back to, the hymns and the songs that were sung by Black people. The music that was played with just our hands and our laps, it's
exactly. That's any instrument, the table, yes.
The table, any instrument.
Instrument. That's Afrobeats. It just makes you happy, makes you want to dance. The music is non-threatening. We don't have to swear up and down and all that. No, it's not provocative. Now it's explaining a little bit, but hey, the point I'm just trying to make is it just makes you happy. It makes you want to dance, and that's what you want to do when you go out, or even when you're home, just listening to music. So yes.
Yes. And the other thing is music does really tie people together. It really does connect people and unites people. And I think that's also something, is every different type of music, every genre has its own culture, has its own vibe, its own feeling, its own messages, even of, either being rooted in culture of the actual history, or even just uplifting messages and inspiring messages. So for you, you're having the opportunity to continue to spread that and remind people of where Afrobeats originated and where it's going.
And where it's going. When I want to ask you a question, is that okay? I'm going to flip it around. I want to know are you rocking with Afrobeats? And if you are, who are you rocking with?
So I've actually had some, this is not even a great answer, but I've been trying to do more around promoting music in general, especially different types of Black music. And I've actually had some guests on the show that have, I would say, an Afrobeats sound to their music.
Yeah.
I would even say that I'm not as in touch as I should be. Now, the difference is, though, I'm not going to act like I'm nearly as ignorant as some people maybe, but because I just enjoy music. So like I enjoy reggae music. I enjoy like the Caribbean sounds. I enjoy rap music, hip hop, R&B. I enjoy all of it. So for me, it's like if it's got a good beat, I can, as you said, as you can dance to it,
right?
It's fine with me. So I don't even know who. Let me ask you this then, because this is a good educational moment for people. Who do you consider more a strict Afrobeats type of artist compared to like what I would think as like Beanie Man and reggae? Like what do you consider more strict Afrobeats artists compared to your rap or anything else?
Afrobeat is different from dancehall. It's different from reggae.
Right.
Okay. All from the same continent, but from, like I said in the beginning, Fela Kuti, he created Afrobeats in the 70s, back in the days. Today's artists like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Terry Savage, Davido, they've now, or even Diamond Platinum, they've now turned into Afrobeats with an S. So the music has kind of evolved, to what you hear now today. So they're all different genres, right? With their own rights, and so everybody has a right to enjoy the different sounds that come out from the motherland, but all I'm preaching is the fact that Afrobeats is, again, a sound that allows you be you. It's just priceless. It's just a sound that allows you be you, and it's something that everybody is doing, and we are happy about it. I don't know any artist right now that it hasn't really, isn't really messing with or playing with that sound beats or those sound bites, because it's a winner. Right now, number one song in the US, is an Afrobeat song. Who would have thought? If you told me that in 2017, that, hey, Sheila, the number one song in America at some point is going to be an Afrobeat song, I'll be like, no. But it is. It's Wizkid featuring Thames and Justin Bieber. It's called Essence.
I love that song. See, that's a great, I'm so glad you brought that up, because to me, like I'm not a music expert, so I'm not even going to act like I am. I never know fully a song like Essence, I'm not positive which genre, where you would characterize that. And I think that might be even part of the problem, is that we are too busy trying to characterize and box music.
We shouldn't, I guess.
It overlaps.
In a box, really. I agree with that. We shouldn't put it in a box. It is just music, right?
Music.
However, because Afrobeat has just been embraced, so we just want to rock with that Afrobeat thing for a little while. Then we'll say, okay, it's all good music.
Yes, definitely the number one song. I will honestly say my 3-year-old nephew sings it, and it's the cutest thing. I don't need and he sings it. It's adorable. But that's the reach. That is the reach. He was like, "Mom, Dad, what are they saying?" Because I would have sang at 3 years old. Like, that's the influence of Afrobeat. It's major.
Yes. Thank you.
So speaking of major, you've had the chance to work with major artists and celebrities, and as you mentioned, just all different types of incredible personalities, whether it's speakers, artists, producers, whatever it may be that you've been working with. And I know you touched on this earlier, and I got to circle back to it, especially now that we put all this into a nice timeline for people to understand that when you first started, you were literally dealing with people harassing you and being violent and being ignorant and having to get escorted out, to now being Sheila O, Queen of Afrobeats, host of AfroZons.
I'm on your show, girl.
Right. To be able to now have this conversation, be in a position where you've grown the show, but also being in a position where you've booked and worked with some of the biggest names like Megan Thee Stallion, Jay-Z, Cardi B, Nelly, that you've been able to bring them to Africa to perform. So that's the other part that I definitely have to get into. Not only is the influence within the United States, but you're bringing that influence also to Africa. What was that inspiration for you to also think bigger? I feel like, again, as we talk about people trying to characterize everything and put everything in a box, there is no box. You're working global. What was that change for you to decide that I want to do more?
I mean, first of all, I was young. I'm a teenager. I was trying to make money. That was the first thing. Like, hey, I'm trying to get a check, 10% over here, right? But then as you grow and you see the experience, like, I mean, I was with Megan in Nigeria in 2019, and she was so emotional. And she just kept saying, wished her mom was there. She wishes her grandma was there. She had a great time. She was surprised we had strip clubs. She was like, "You have strip clubs? I like, we have the best strip clubs, girl." So but she had a great time, and she was very emotional. I was there with Jay-Z. That was the very first time Jay-Z actually went to Africa, and I was lucky to be with him. Beyonce was on that trip as well, and I was on his G5 plane with him. Very smart guy. I learned so much from him, and he was there every time we got to any African country. He wanted to kiss the floor, wanted to kiss the ground, like he would embrace it because he thought he was home. For me, I'm there thinking, no, it's dirt. Come get up, let's go. But he was like, no, you don't understand. This is where I'm from. I want to connect with it. So and Usher, I remember doing a tour with Usher. We were both young, and he I didn't even know what a writer was at that time, a technical writer. And I remember he was so mad at me, and his mom, Janetta Patton, love her. She was like, "Hey Raymond, this girl, you're older than her. She actually booked this whole tour for you. She's brought you to South Africa, she brought you to Nigeria and everything else." And of course that flipped the script with me and him as well. So I have just been so blessed to be able to bring a lot of artists to Africa for the very first time. The list is endless. I could just go on and on and on. And also I also appreciate the fact that most of them also trust us to bring them to Africa. I mean, there's William Morris, there's ICM, there's EAA. There are all these big American agencies out there. But when it comes to Africa, most A-list artists are very comfortable coming out with AfroZons, or rather with Zone. The AfroZons is from radio. So everything just connected. Everything just connected in its own little way, from the tours to radio to How Far with Sheila O on TV, and now to tourism. I have just been trying to step out of my boundary and just making sure I keep educating myself and just being as many people as I can be. Because it is a blessing as well to go home to Africa and go with the right people or the right group. It is priceless.
Right. And what I like about what you just shared is how you even are constantly pushing your own boundaries, and constantly having to find ways, working in radio, working in TV, working in travel, to continue to make sure that you're raising your own ceiling and not getting complacent in that sense. So what's a moment for you that was that pinch me moment almost of like, wow, this is actually happening. And I'm like, here I am stepping into this chapter, this season in my life that, I've been fighting so hard and working so hard to get to. I'm sure there's been many, but what do you feel like was one of those early ones that really allowed you to realize what was possible?
There's been so many with the tours. I would say working with the caliber of artists that I've worked with, and then tying it to charity as well. When I worked with Jay, he wanted to do stuff with the United Nations, and he picked water. So he was out there building wells, and we were fetching water and giving water to the community. So I have to pinch myself sometimes to think, oh my God, Sheila, you've grown. It's not just about having the concert now. It's actually about making sure that when these A-list artists come to Africa, they invest, they support, they do good things. Lil Jon has built schools in Ghana, and I'm sure there's so many other artists that are doing great things, or when they come out to the motherland. But for me, the aha moment is just knowing that through my influence, they're able to do things for the continent. Working with Mariah, working with Nicki, they come out of their own. They're not the same artists that you see here in the US. I think Afrobeats just humbles you, because it just has to. The heat alone would humble you. You know what I mean? And just knowing that you're back home, and for me, that's it. Just knowing that it's gone past the money now. It's really about giving back and connecting that gap, and hearing their stories about how excited they are to have that opportunity. Then with radio, just sitting down and just hearing an Afrobeat song, on certain platforms is like priceless for me. And knowing that my show is moving from city to city and more markets are signing up my show is priceless as well. So that's another aha moment. And it just keeps going and going. And now I'm doing this big deal with Dubai. So very excited about that too.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I like what you shared about the humbling experiences that come with this, whether it's the actual heat or just the fact that you're having the opportunity to see big name celebrities, A-list celebrities that you're talking about, like someone like Jay-Z or Mariah Carey, who are fetching water, who are doing, everyday things. Yeah. They're not, the thing that I like about that is the authenticity. It's not, let's plan these trips and you guys just post for pictures and look at us, we're in Africa. No. You're going to get your hands dirty. You're going to live and experience every aspect of the culture.
J. Cole did a free show. This is someone that earned so much money, and then he decided, I'm going to do a free show, after it is normal show. So Africa just brings that out of you, and just to be in that position, to be that blessing to, because to allow it happen for me is mind blowing. I just can't believe the opportunity, and I'm very grateful. I don't take it for granted at all.
Yes, yes. I appreciate that you have shared so much of this, giving us a behind the scenes look into just how impactful this has all been, So what is your advice for somebody else that's trying to get started? Because as you mentioned, it's been many years of you just continuing to chip away and to continue to grow. What is your advice for someone that maybe they're a business person, a personality, an entrepreneur, just whatever it is that they're chasing, whatever those dreams that they're chasing, that you've learned through your experiences that you would pay forward?
This might sound cliche, but it's the truth. Put God first in everything that you do. Honestly, I'm a Christian, so I was raised in a Christian home. And when you put God first in everything that you do, nothing would demotivate you. That's the first one. Secondly, never say never, never give up. Always invest in things that you're passionate about. Always be the first customer. You have to be your first customer, because you might never get a customer for many years to come. So you need to enjoy what you do. And consistency is the key. You got to keep at it over and over again. And that's why you have to do what you're passionate about. You know what I mean? And like someone very wise said to me today, which is Karen, and she was like, sometimes people know they can't sing, but they still be singing. You should be singing in the showers, not singing, on the stage. So you just have to know who you are, and then just continue to build. Just know there's going to be a lot of haters on the way. Some naysayers, some are not even haters, they're just naysayers because they don't believe they're just comfortable in their own little world. And then there's you who thinks you can achieve it all. So never let the naysayers get to you. Keep going, keep working. You have to have a very strong work ethics, because keep your eye on the prize on what you're trying to achieve. So consistency is the key to success. So just keep going, and you will definitely get there. You would definitely get rewarded.
Yes.
It would grow like a seed. When you plant a seed, right? You keep watering, you keep watering, you keep watering. Give it sunlight, Take care of it, pamper it. The next thing, it springs out, and you have this beautiful tree. That's business. That's wealth. That's how it comes.
I always use we're here, Sheila. I always use the comparison of planting a seed.
Yes.
And I actually started a whole organization around that, because I think it's something that everybody, regardless if you actually have a green thumb or not, can understand that life is like planting several seeds, not one, several seeds. And you just have to consistently do the right things, sunlight, water, all these different things that go into it for it to consistently grow. But I also like the piece you shared about not everybody can sing, but that doesn't mean they don't sing. You might not be a great singer, but you're probably still singing in the shower, in the car, around your house, and you're probably not performing on the biggest stages in the world, but you should still be able to enjoy the things that you're not as great at, pursuing your passions and hobbies and interests, and not letting anybody keep you from that.
Don't let no one hold you back. Yes.
Yes. Well, I definitely want to get into your partnership working with the Dubai Tourism Board to provide opportunities for others. And before we bring in your dear friend, the assistant manager of the North America division, Soraya, I first want to actually ask you, while it's just the two of us, what interested you in this partnership? This is major. It's a really exciting business move. And I know you mentioned before bringing, different people, celebrities, but also just people in general to different parts of the world. Why Dubai? Oh, that rhymes. But why Dubai?
It does rhyme, right? But why not Dubai, though? Dubai is on almost everybody's bucket list. Dubai is mind-blowing. It is a place that you go to, and you're like, you come back from Dubai very motivated, because it's man-made. You see the beauty of the world in Dubai, but then Dubai is also expensive. So you're like, okay, how am I going to do this now? So for me, after being able to experience Dubai, and I was opportune to interview a very dear friend, Stella Fubara from the Dubai Tourism Board, who was, she was a guest on the AfroZons show, How Far with Sheila O. And we were talking about Dubai, and she was wondering why a lot of African Americans and Africans from diaspora don't come to Dubai. We go to Mexico, we go to Africa, why not Dubai? And I said, girl, it's expensive. It's on our bucket list. We want to go there. It's mind-blowing. There's the first of everything in Dubai, a house made of sand, or a restaurant in the ocean, all sorts of great things are in Dubai. So that's why we partnered together. And I said, you know what, maybe we should come together as one unit, AfroZons with Sheila O, the Dubai Tourism Board, and major A-list booking agents, travel agents, to put together affordable packages that allows people come out to Dubai, to have a great time. And most important, really push Afrobeat lovers out there as well. Just get us all out there. That's all out there to Dubai. And for cheap, but not taking away the luxury. Because Dubai is known for luxury. No matter how it is, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever it is, Dubai is known for luxury, and it's just mind-blowing. And I'm just glad to be in a position to be able to offer this trip to a lot of people. We have free giveaways, and we also have cheap packages, affordable luxury packages. So yes, I love the
free
deals.
And cheap.
Dubai sound off.
Yes, free and cheap and luxury packages. Those are 3 key buzzwords that I definitely heard. But also, as you're sharing around Dubai, I feel like over the last year, and I don't know if it's the pandemic making it even more important now than ever to, well, it definitely is. It's making it more important now than ever to travel, but Dubai specifically keeps coming up. I even just heard they're having a Real Housewives of Dubai. I keep hearing people talk about they're traveling to Dubai. Like, Dubai is where it is at. So I want to, as we continue to talk through this tremendous partnership and how you had the opportunity to align with the Dubai Tourism Board with AfroZons, which, as you said, it makes complete sense to me for a partnership. Why not? We are also fortunate to have joining us tonight to have the opportunity to talk more about this and give a little bit more clarity specifically around the trip and the board and all that people can possibly look into. Soraya Al-Olama, who is the assistant manager for the North America division of the Dubai Tourism Board, is actually going to be joining us here on the show in just a few moments to talk more about it. Soraya, I'm hoping that you're here with us. I see you. I don't know if you can hear us. But Soraya will be able to give us even more details around this partnership and what you guys have in the works. So I definitely want to welcome you in. Happy to have you here.
Hi.
Hey.
Let me adjust us here.
Hey, Soraya.
Hi, Sheila. Hi.
Hello, Soraya. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I am so excited to have you on as well because we're talking about Dubai. So
I know, I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, We're really excited for this partnership and just obviously the opportunity to talk a little bit more about why Dubai, why we partnered with AfroZons, and some of the incredible things that you can expect in Dubai now.
I love it. So you're an assistant manager working with the Dubai Tourism Board, which I didn't even know existed. So I'm learning a lot today. But what exactly, as a board, do you guys really specialize in terms of packages and tour opportunities? Because again, like I said, I know Dubai keeps coming up for a lot of people. I've been telling people to go to Dubai, like I've been there. So I'm not the expert you are. Fill us in on exactly all the types of exciting opportunities for travel.
For sure. So I look after the North American market, but obviously in Dubai Tourism, we market to almost every country around the world. We're responsible, obviously, for promoting Dubai and working with both public and private tourism and commerce marketing companies to promote all of the incredible things that we have here in Dubai. So we're also, in a nutshell, an information bureau where we have access to all of our incredible stakeholders around Dubai. And just a little bit on why Dubai. Obviously, Dubai is a global destination with worldwide appeal. We have over 220 different nationalities in Dubai. So, you can really expect to see such a huge melting pot in the city. We really appeal to different ages, interests, budgets, all available here in Dubai. And then, of course, one of the main reasons to come to Dubai now is that we are hosting the World's Fair. So Expo 2020 Dubai is it started on the 1st of October of this year, and it goes all the way till the 31st of March, 2022. And it's absolutely incredible. It's a world record World's Fair in many ways. It's the first time that it's hosted in the Middle East and North Africa. It's the first time that we have 192 countries with a single pavilion ever in the history of World's Fairs. So basically, it's the entire world at the expo. And it's a huge celebration of human ingenuity in all forms, cultures from around the world. And there's no better place than to celebrate that in Dubai, where we have, like I said, over 220 different nationalities. So, and then the beauty of this partnership with AfroZons is the fact that it's going to be around the time where Expo will still be there. So we're working with some key agents in both the US and African markets, both very important markets for us. And bringing in groups of people. We work with great tour operators who have developed incredible packages, as Sheila said, that are affordable but luxury as well. And on top of that, we also have 70 lucky winners that we're bringing, of course, to Dubai.
Yes. For free.
Yes.
For free. I mean,
for
Soraya,
free.
Yeah,
you
for
love
free.
that.
Also, the expo only comes around every 5 years. Yes, right, Soraya?
It does. Every 5 years. It goes to different destinations. And obviously, like I said, it's the first time that it's ever been in the Middle East and North Africa region. So it's a record-breaking event in many ways.
Wow. Okay. That's exciting. I didn't know the free part. That's even more exciting. So tell us more specifically about the AfroZons Dubai Sound Off trip that's going to be taking place in March of 2022, and exactly what people can research, look up, and how they can be a part of this free. That's the price that I know caught a lot of ears.
Definitely. So, I mean, obviously, I'll leave that to Sheila, some of the more specifics, because she's the expert. But obviously, we're very confident in this partnership. We have a huge Afrobeat community in Dubai that we really want to showcase for the first time, something that a lot of people don't know about. And, like I mentioned, both the US and African markets are huge markets for us. So this makes this campaign very unique, where we have crossovers in both markets. And then obviously, like I said, you can go on our website, AfroZonsDXB.com. I believe I said it right, Sheila?
You're right.
Where you can see all of the different packages that we have. We've been working with some really great agents, both out of the US and both out of the US and Africa. Yes, so you can, research some of the incredible packages that we have there. And then on top of that, as we mentioned, we have 70 lucky winners that we're running promotions on different shows, which, I'll leave that to you, Sheila, to explain more, more detail.
Yes, we've partnered with major radio stations out here in the United States. I mean, one of them right now, KJLH in LA. I mean, Karen's office. So yes, we partnered with them as well. Partnered with K104, partnered with V103, partnered with Planet 2 Chicago. There's just so many. And of course, in Africa, we partnered with Cloud FM. We partnered with Beats 92. So in total, this is the first time that you're having the United Arab nation coming together with America, with Africa, and just forming this beautiful union under the AfroZons DXB banner, where we're all going out there to celebrate Dubai and its beauty. And of course, we are super grateful that the Dubai Tourism Board stepped in and made it affordable for us to be able to do that. Because yes, you can go to Dubai anytime, right? But we really want people to come out during the expo, okay? I mean, keep going to Dubai, don't stop, because Dubai keeps growing. I can't keep up with Dubai, right, Soraya?
Yes.
I mean, they have restaurants underwater, right? What else do we have in Dubai? We have so much.
There's so much going on, like obviously beyond Expo. There's so many new things that are happening around the city. Obviously, we've opened Ain Dubai, which is the largest Ferris wheel in the world. Incredible different views of the city. We have Deep Dive, which is the largest indoor diving experience in the world as well. So there's always something new, and I'm currently out of Dubai, but I'm sure when I go back, there's just going to be tons more new things that that pop up.
Also, we're coming out there with a lot of our media friends as well. So my boy Big Tigger is coming out as well. You all know Big Tigger is a household name here in the US. My girl Lonnie Love, very funny comedian. She's out there. Hollywood Baby's coming out there. Head Crack's coming out there. There's just so many celebrities. Rachel she's from Kenya. We have Tools from Nigeria. A lot of celebrities coming out there. And imagine just hanging out on the desert, having a big Afrobeat party with someone that you go to work listening to every single morning. Okay. So, and thanks to Dubai Tourism Board for making that happen and partnering with us at AfroZons. We're ever so grateful. And we are going to ride the waves till, we're going to ride it, Soraya. We're going to just keep riding the waves.
We
But guys, when you go to AfroZone's DXB. DXB is the name of the Dubai airport. DXB, just think about the airport's name, DXB.com. All the packages are there. Every country that's participating flag is there. Go to the US flag and you would see all this packages, different hotels, different activities, a lot for you to do. But most important, you get to go to the expo for free. It might never happen in the US. It might. I don't know. It takes an average of 15 years for a country to bid for it. It comes around every 5 years. So this is an opportunity of a great time, of a lifetime, to be out there in Dubai in great company and in partnership with the owners of the country. You know what it's like here? When you go to someone's house and they invite you, then when you go to someone's house, you just badge through. So Dubai has invited us through the tourism board, and we just look forward to having a great time.
So I'm going to go book my, check things out myself. Seriously, though. You guys continue with the show. I'm going to just go check it out. But no, I really appreciate you both sharing that, because I think it's so impressive, honestly, to just hear all the work that's been put into this, to really think it through. As you talk about the expo, which the fact that it's happening in Dubai is major. So then to capitalize on that and give opportunities. And then as you're sharing, Sheila, to be able to have household names and comedians and rappers and different people that, now you can be, as you mentioned, partying with in the sand. So I love the collaboration piece of this all. That's incredible.
If that's okay with you, Renee, I also want Soraya to talk more about the theme of this year's.
For sure.
What's the theme for Dubai, Soraya?
The theme for
let people know a little bit more about what they can expect specifically around March 2022.
Perfect. So the theme is Connecting Minds, Creating the Future. And there are 3 specific districts. So mobility, sustainability, and opportunity, where we tackle all of the biggest issues that are happening around the world. As I mentioned, over 190 countries participating, each being able to select which district they wanted to be a part of. The US is in the mobility pavilion, just as reference. And it's honestly such an incredible experience. There's 60 live events every single day. So there's always something new, either celebrating a national day of a country, obviously that's participating, to children performances, A-list performances by some key headline celebrities, that are performing. And then, of course, some really important panel discussions on these, specific issues that are happening around the world. And then, of course, literally, I was just there, a couple of weeks ago, and some of the things that I've seen I just didn't even think could be real. So, it's hard to explain it, but I just really
see it.
Exactly. You need to go and see it, and you'll basically, be blown away. So
I am blown away. Your descriptions are spot on. I love this. It's enough of a teaser to make people want to check out more.
Yes, and just one more thing. Also, for those who love food, we have over 200 different restaurants at the expo as well, ranging from different types of experiences, from molecular gastronomy to robots making your food, to an incredible Africa hall with incredible entertainment, food trucks, and then obviously your more fine dining options. But there's really something for everyone.
Yes, there is. So don't forget, AfroZones, DXB.com. Let's go straight to it right now, guys. AfroZonesDXB.com. Go check out those packages. And also, the stations I called, tune into the stations. They're giving away free tickets. So if you don't win, it's okay. It's still a steal. Go get those packages, guys. You don't want to miss it.
Oh my goodness, ladies, you are incredible. And this is you had me at the fact that Dubai is just a melting pot in general. Like, you sold me on Dubai, and then when you add in everything that's around the live events and the celebrity host and the food, robots.
I know.
I just am blown away. I'm so blown away. I'm so happy that we're having this conversation. So, last thing before I let you both go. Plug, promote, share any last information around the events. And as you were just doing, Sheila, actually, as well, of just what's that last tidbit that you want to make sure people remember and to go check out on their own as well, because this is incredible. honestly.
It's really the website. It's just really the website. The website was built, by the Dubai Tourism Board. So that way you have a one-stop shop. The world is just fast right now. The world is virtual. So once you go there, you would see the different packages. It's listed, by country. So if you're in Africa, check out your country. If you're in London, check out the UK. If you're in the US, you see the US flag. And every package there is great as far as I'm concerned, because they've tailored suited the different packages that's being promoted. I'm talking about this A-list travel agents that we partnered with. They've just put everything they've got into it, and thanks again to the Dubai Tourism Board for giving them, local DMCs on ground that's working so closely with them. So it's just that website, AfroZonsDXB.com, like my t-shirt. The only thing missing is just the AfroZXB.com. Please go there, guys, and just be a part of this. It's mind-blowing, and that's all we've got to share. That's all we got to share. We want you to be a part of it.
Yes. So I do actually have one more question that I was just thinking about, that someone may be curious about. How has all this been? I know you've been doing a lot of planning. It sounds like every detail has been really thought through, which honestly I even appreciate just hearing. On the COVID side, though, for anybody that's looking into this, what protocols, what information do you have around COVID?
Great question. So we were very, lucky to have such an incredible leadership in Dubai that took matters into their hands really early on. So last year, when obviously the pandemic, became a reality for everyone, we went into a national lockdown really early on. We had a very strict and sophisticated protocols and measures in place. So we had a national disinfection program. At that point, none of us were able to leave our homes. And then luckily, with all of the incredible achievements that we made during that time, we were able to open our doors to international tourists on the 7th of July, 2020. So it's been over a year that Dubai's been back to normal. It's vibrant, obviously still with strict, safety measures in place to ensure that, both our citizens and our tourists that are coming in are always the number one priority. But to come into Dubai, it's super simple. All you need is a negative PCR test that's valid 72 hours from the time of departure. It has to be printed, and it has to be in English or in Arabic. And that's all you need. As an American, you get visa on arrival free of cost. So 30-day access in Dubai for free. And that's all that is required. And obviously to enter the expo as well, you can either have a negative PCR test, again, 72 hours valid, or proof of your vaccination. Yes.
I forgot. Most places are doing much better with COVID than my own backyard. I'm like, wow. Oh, I forgot. As soon as you started talking, I'm like, what actually makes sense? Because not everybody's doing well around COVID. There are still some countries struggling, but the United States is definitely, unfortunately, one of them. So Dubai is doing much better.
Now, luckily, we're very lucky to be back to somewhat of a normal, existence. So yes, please come to Dubai and see how vibrant and back to life the city is, obviously while still staying safe. But yeah.
And just come with your mask as well. Put your mask on. Get your mask with you.
Your mask and your vaccination card. That's like
vaccination card, and just go get the test.
Those are the norms of what you have to carry with you now, for sure. And I know that's why I've been preaching, at least on my behalf. I'm all for it. But I really do appreciate both of you sharing so much information, because as you talk about just the incredible partnership that you have around the whole event, of course, the expo itself, but also being able to give people an opportunity to get to Dubai and check out all of these great things that you have to offer: the live events, the music, the food, the entertainment. Yeah, it's incredible. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. Yes. So thank you both so much.
Thank you, Renee, for having us as well. We really appreciate it. Love your show. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for allowing us to use your platform as well. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to see, and honestly, I'm going to actually be looking into it myself, but looking into and following up how this continues to unfold, because this partnership around the Dubai Sound Off sounds incredible, and I'm sure it is going to be a magnificent event. So congrats to both of you for being two of the many people, I'm sure, behind the scenes that are working to make this happen. And thank you for making this happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And thank you guys. And again, for everybody that is tuning in, we've got the information you can check out right here across your screen, AfroZonsDXB.com, to see more information, because it sounds like an event you do not want to miss. Everyone says we're outside around the pandemic. We're back outside. I don't know if you're truly outside unless you're in Dubai. Okay, so if you're looking to travel somewhere, take advantage of this opportunity, for this great opportunity to go see a beautiful Dubai and be a part of so many incredible events. But I thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Headlines, as we're bringing you these updates, these stories. Look, if you woke up this morning wondering what your day was going to be like, at least you got to get this incredible information around Dubai. Hopefully it was a great ending to your day, because I know I am thrilled to have the opportunity to look into it more. So have a great rest of your week. Stay blessed. Continue to enjoy the start of your month of November. And I look forward to seeing you guys all in Dubai in March of 2022 with Sheila and Soraya. We'll see you there. Have a great one, guys. And thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Headlines, brought to you by Fox Sports Radio. See ya.
Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington.